guys, welcome to my new video. I know I'm sick, I sound sick, but I hope my voice can stand doing this video. I just need my voice for this video and then it can do whatever it wants to do. And today's video is basically how I went from this to this. And it's been like literally 6 months. So, you know, it worked. So, to give you some context, I've been doing weightlifting on and off for like 6 years, 7 years, since I've been 15, 16. And I didn't really know what I was doing. I just knew that it was good for me and it would build my body. And I wanted to do some kind of sports since I didn't really do team sports. So I did weightlifting. And it didn't really change my body that much because I didn't really know a lot about nutrition, and I also didn't know what I was doing in the gym. I just did anything, really, mixed it up, did some fun things, and that's it. And then I think a year and a half ago, maybe even 2 years ago, I started taking the gym really seriously, and I started with cardio and the goal of weight loss, maybe containing some of my muscle mass, but I was really focused on getting skinny. And that it took me till like October last year to heal from that and to be wanting to be more strong and muscular rather than being skinny. And I also did like 7 leg days a week and cardio because I didn't want to be like, you know, big, and I was scared of looking too manly. So I just, you know, wanted to stay skinny or get skinnier and build glutes, which is, you know, from my starting point, quite unrealistic. And I basically wanted to stay skinny or get even skinnier. I only trained glutes like a lot. I overtrained, I underate, and I only ate protein. No fats, no carbs. Lost my period and didn't really build glutes, as you can see in the picture. My goal was just being skinny. So this is what kept my glutes from growing. Obviously, first part, under eating. If you don't eat enough, and if you don't eat carbs, especially for your legs, and don't eat fats, your body isn't healthy. I can't say the word on YouTube, but you know, severely. And so, you know, my body's priority wasn't building glutes. I was overtraining, which muscles need time to recover, to build, and I didn't give it any recovery time. I did too much cardio, and I also didn't train till failure because failure was, I don't know, I just couldn't really push. I tried and I could lift some weights thanks to caffeine, but I didn't really get to a point where I could lift heavier. I just lifted the same weights for a year. The last thing is not understanding form or exercises. Like I just did any leg exercises, leg extensions, etc. When I did squats, I just, you know, kind of did them however. And I didn't really feel any leg days on my glutes ever. And this is what changed me into building bigger glutes. So first of all, I implemented upper body. You don't need to do that. I did that because I love going to the gym so much that I want to go to the gym and do something. And if I can't train legs, I train my upper body. And I've limited my leg days to 3 times a week. Also eating in a surplus, or at least, especially if you're a dainty queen, eating at maintenance is so important. You cannot, if you're overweight maybe, but otherwise you cannot build glutes. It's unrealistic. I've tried, believe me, I've tried. Maybe your body works differently, but I wouldn't consider every one of you the 1% that can build glutes while being in a deficit. The other thing is that you should put your heavy lifts at the beginning of your workout. So glute bridges, leg presses, etc. Do them first, and things like leg extensions or abductions, etc. do them at the end of the workout. And also focus on, if you are limited in time at the gym, doing your glute exercises first. Like whenever you feel them in your glutes, do those first. And if you got some time left, then do the other things that train quads and hamstrings, because it's so important that you use your energy and time very wisely. The other thing is patience. I grew my glutes in 6 months now, and I'm still surprised that it took so little time, and I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm quite far. But it took me like 3 months to figure it all out, and now that I've got it figured out, it takes some time, and you rarely ever see the difference. So taking, for example, pictures at the beginning of your journey really helps you see your growth, because I didn't realize it until I thought of this video idea and compared myself to my old self, that I was like, oh, I grew glutes. The other thing is you should stop focusing on, first off, what other people do, and second off, on reps, sets, etc. It's really important that you first try any exercise with a light weight and see how you have to approach the form to feel the exercise in your glutes. Because if you straight off try doing, I don't know, 200 pounds and you have never done that before, then it's really hard to aim at the glutes. For me, for example, when I don't look after my form, I always feel the exercises in my quads and I don't feel them in my glutes. I really need to concentrate, have the right foot placement, then concentrate on being on my heels and like the outer side of my foot, and then I feel them in my glutes. So it's really important for you to just focus on form and look how you need to place everything so that you actually feel them in your glutes. And some tips for you to feel your glutes, or have that mind muscle connection, is to do slow reps, to pause at the top, for example, when you're doing hip thrusts, really like squeeze, maybe hold it even, and also to control the negative so you get the maximum out of your set. Other thing, obvious thing, everyone says it, progressive overload. Really try to get stronger, like add more reps, more sets, or more weights. I've heard from a lot of people, experts, whatever, that you should do per set like 8 to 12 reps, and if you surpass the 12, then you should up the weight. For me, it really depends on the exercise. For example, abductions, I do like 15 reps, and I know that a heavier weight would not work. I don't know. I for some exercises, I just prefer having higher reps. And so just see what feels right. But for like the compound exercises like glute, hip thrusts, and so on, it's really important to be in that range, and to up the weight, reps or set. And this is simple. If you don't give your glutes more, then there's no reason for them to grow. If you keep pushing the same weight, why put on muscle? So it's really important for you to really focus on upping the weight, reps or sets. The other thing that really changed everything for me was training close to failure, or even to failure, to really push myself to like, even if the last 3 reps are sloppy, it's better than not doing them. Obviously look out for injuries, but push yourself, really, really, really push yourself. And that connects to the next thing: track your workouts. Like, I track them, not every single workout, but like every 2-3 weeks I track my upper and lower body, just to see the progress, and to also push myself, because sometimes I slip off. I'm like, I'll do 10 reps today instead of like 15 or something. And tracking really helps you push yourself. But if you track every single day, at least for me, maybe it's an ADHD thing, and I can't push myself as far as the last time, and I can't do as much as the last time, then I don't know, I don't feel good about myself. So it's kind of like a self-preservation, because sometimes you cannot push yourself so far, and you know, I just can't live with that. So I'm doing it every like 2-3 weeks, and I'm good with that. I keep pushing myself and I have those numbers saved in my head. And one thing I would recommend to you is to try out every exercise that's for the glutes and just see and mark or write down every single one that you feel most in the glutes, or where you really feel those glutes, and you know, build your workout, your leg day around those. The other thing that I implemented is stretching my day before the leg day, because my split is lower, upper, lower, upper, lower. So on my upper body days, I stretch my legs intensely, like 15 minutes, so I can really, you know, have that mobility and the strength the next day. One warning: don't be scared to gain weight. Don't be scared, it'll happen. Maybe don't even use the scale, because, you know, it depends on how bad your issues are. If you don't have any, go weigh yourself. If you do, don't weigh yourself, because glute growth comes with a bit of fat, and even if it doesn't, it comes with the scale moving. So don't focus on that. Don't weigh yourself if you can. My favorite exercises are hip thrusts, kickbacks, single leg incline leg press, step ups with a kettlebell, straight leg presses, also single leg. I just love single leg work, and it's important for me, for my form, to place the feet high on the thing that you push, so that I can feel it in my glutes. So that was today's video. I hope you don't mind me being low energy and feeling sick, because I am. I hope this is helpful. I hope you'll grow some glutes. Love ya. Bye bye.